Hello, next video in the series. Before I crack on, if we do that, or do that as a quick shorthand way of saying a yod or a vav or wow, obviously I use a pen to do that. If I want it to make it look a little bit pretty, like you see in proper, it's written properly. Yeah, sort of. I tend to do something like that. Right, but it takes time. So I've got myself one of these. A full pack actually. That is a major difference, look at that. Awesome. So, it takes a bit of practice, don't always get it right, but there you go. Almost perfect calligraphy style. Because for thousands of years I've been using these sort of slanted, longer than one end type pens. So I'm looking forward to using these. I'll use it now. Right then, Samekh. Probably a bit too thick actually. Basically any variation of that, it might have been slanted sometimes at an angle. Okay. Again, the lengths of these will change. Sometimes it would stick out at the top, sometimes it wouldn't. In Pale Hebrew it was the same thing, and then sometimes you'd see this. You'd see that instead, but you'd have that quite often as well. When it went to sort of Dead Sea Scrolls time, it looked a bit sort of like that, and then in modern times, try and do it properly if I can. Sort of like that. Need to get used to it. I think this is a story of I can't be bothered. Now, I've already made a video on Samekh, but to do it again, if you imagine doing this 100 times all the time, you're like, whether you're using a pen or whether you're using some sort of chisel, it's going to get a bit tedious doing this, I would have thought. So, especially with the pen, I think it was just a case of, oh, this is boring me, this is boring me, this is boring me. Just, yeah, looks a bit like it, I do. And you start to get this form. And then to get this curly form, because also there's a form in sort of late Hebrew Dead Sea Scrolls period that was more like a number 3 than that. So I think from here, instead of going da 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 da, it was more like da da da. You see the top piece, you've got like a little 3 on the go. Well, instead of doing that, just leave it as it is. You get like a 3. Yeah, I do, sorry, there. And then from there, I think they just kind of went, yeah, I do. That's what I reckon. Because again, like it's when you check the evolution or devolution order, sometimes people have different ideas, but I reckon it went from that to that, sort of to that to that. I can see how it happened, well, how it likely happened. There you go. Right. Grammatically, number 60. As far as I understand, that's it for grammar. Like I said, if you want to learn Hebrew properly in terms of the exact pronunciation of each letter, the exact way to perfectly write it, all the rules, I'm not the bloke for it, I'm still learning myself, but in terms of picture meanings, I think I've got a pretty good idea. This may take a while to write down the meanings, but bear with me, I might speed it up. Okay, that's about it. As you can see, it's one of these letters where there's lots of different viewpoints going on depending on what you're going to read. So, I kind of think all these have got a good chance of it simultaneously because I do believe in layered meanings. You do get contradictions, obviously. But I can see how these can all join together in different ways. So this is, like I said, a picture of some kind of prop or support or thorn bush, maybe a date palm. I can see a date in it. If you got this, not necessarily a date palm, the palm tree in general. You know, I can sort of see that would be simplified. It's just, you know, I can see that. Possibly palm tree. Also, some sources, like I said, they think it means I've got to slow down, getting all gabbly. A thorn or a thorn bush. So it could be. Say it can mean surrounded in the sense of putting thorns around sheep to protect them, which is also supporting them, helping them, etc. If this can be a thorn bush, and if it can also be a palm tree, then basically maybe it's just a plant or a tree in general. If that being the case, just bend the branches. There you go. You get menorah. That's what I see. Exactly the same. You just bend the branches, which is also a tree. Okay. Also, if you think of plants, you've got your things growing up on a vine or something. There's a big fat green pen now. Any old owl, doesn't matter, just let's say it's your plants. You know, you tend to put up some kind of little thin framework. I don't know, bamboo or cane or whatever. And that holds the plants up, and then they twist and turn in the wind. Maybe that's what it means, twist and turn. I have no idea. Maybe it's because the trees, they do twist and turn to a degree, but, you know, I don't know. But you can see how the basic Samekh shape seems to fit that meaning as well. It's supporting them, it's lifting them up, it's propping them, it's helping them. It's basically a post. Twist and turn a bit. Yeah, I see the idea. Also, if you look at, I don't know how to draw a scaffolding, you've got the same sort of thing on the go. You might get a ladder there, possibly, you know. It's the same basic look, which does these kind of things again. It holds things up, supports you, you can lean on it. Combining those meanings, I tend to believe there's another meaning, and this is my conclusion. I haven't seen any sources, so it's open for debate. If you combine these pictures together, that one with this one, sometimes this as well, I forgot to mention, will be seen like this. Basically a bit more springy looking. If you combine them together, yeah, is that not a picture of a tornado? I don't know. And this being the top down view, with a little bit of muck flicking out or something. Yeah. I see it. It twists and turns, spins or whatever. It grabs things. Obviously, there's some hate going on because it's pretty aggressive. It can hurt you, obviously, if it touches you or if it throws something into you. Thorny in the sense of being spiked. It's like a column or pillar, column, post. A bit like column, but like pillar, same thing. Okay. It's got a column thing on the go. It lifts things up. Yeah, I'll say about there. In the sense of helping you, I think the only thing that makes sense is basically when the Israelites left Egypt on Mitzrayim, there was a fire tornado there. It says there was a pillar of fire, and we have fire tornadoes. It's a known phenomenon, so maybe the Samekh is also a tornado or fire tornado, possibly. Not saying it is, but offering it as a maybe. I tend to believe it is, not just for that reason, because it also fits some other studies I've done, but that's for later. Okay. Recently I've come to the understanding it could also be a ribcage or skeleton. Again, hope you can see it, do the curly version especially. I can sort of see it. You've got ribs sticking out, but then they've got the curl bit, they curl around a bit, don't they? Excuse me. And without a ribcage or a skeleton or framework, you're not going to be lifted up, you're not going to be supported. You're not going to be propped. You're not going to be able to lean on anything. You're just going to turn into a big jelly and flop over. Okay, you can sort of twist and turn your torso to a degree. We as people in the scriptures are likened as being similar to trees in places. It holds what's inside, so it surrounds you. You know, kind of supports you in that sense. So I see a rib cage as well. Framework, skeleton, scaffolding. Like the thing with plants, it's all framework. Another thing, this, is it not a ship's mast? That looks like a ship's mast to me. Also, modern day, a pylon. It's the same thing, you've got a framework with arms coming out that hold something, supports something, lifts something up. So it could also be a ship's mast, possibly. Again, I don't think all these letters are like, oh, it means this and that's it. There's certain concepts in there's a bit of bend room between them, but you can't take it too far. But that's with the Samekh. One other thing, in my video, Hey Samekh and Tet, in the comments section, I kind of come to the understanding that possibly this could be a picture of the Messiah again, because he is literally everywhere in these letters, all over. Okay, you got your post that he was crucified on. Like I said, I know some people say it was not a cross for various reasons, but I tend to believe it was a cross. But I tend to believe it's not an issue. But anyway, that's a different study. But you got a cross shape. We'll just add the other two there. Not sure what they represent, but just for the sake of arguing, you got a post. Okay. Now, what he did is to basically support us, to help us, to lift us up, to give us life, etc. To surround us with his protection. You can look at it like that. To twist, turn, to get us to turn around, back to him, back to his Torah, get us to repent, basically do the right things. He was crucified because of hate to his ways, hate for him personally. Obviously he was hurt. He was obviously grabbed because he wouldn't be stuck on there otherwise. Thorn bush, around the head. Palm tree, again, some parts of scripture say he was crucified on the etz, or the tree, which can also mean wood. So I see this as a picture of the Messiah as well. I see every letter is a picture of him, and it kind of amazes me because I wasn't looking for this. It's just something that I've concluded because it keeps popping out everywhere, and it's pretty awesome. Right, that's Samekh. Come on, rub off. Right then. Ayin, eyeball. The old pictures. Basically, it's just an eyeball. You can draw it in so many different ways. Basically, a picture of an eye. There'll be different ways, most likely. When that evolved into Paleo Hebrew, it just got simplified as this. Modern O. Okay? Dead Sea Scrolls, type late Hebrew period. And then modern Hebrew, it hardly changed. Oh, sorry, that's wrong. Those two are almost the same. It's kind of like this. And then modern day, not the same, but there's like a little yod hand things on the top of it. I never saw how this is like an eye before. The possibility it could be like this. Imagine the eye being there. You've got the nose here. You've got this, we have this sort of crease, don't we? I'm not saying that's how it's an eye, I'm just saying that it could be. Because I don't see that. It looks like an eye, it doesn't, not to me anyway. Anyway, 70. Yeah, the meanings of this are quite straightforward. They're very obvious, really. Get the other pen. Excuse me. It's all based on function. What do things do? And also we say, oh yeah, I've seen the light. See what you're saying, so it has things to do with understanding and perception. Personal experience, there's that as well. And also concretely, rather than just an eye, it's supposed to also mean a spring or a fountain. And the eye leaks water the same as a spring or a fountain does. So, you can't get these meanings. Okay. I'm trying to think. Can't think of an example for Samekh. But yeah, with ayin as well. Some sources say it means it's supposed to be more like a ayin, not like a gayin with a G, but like a slight ayin, a slight G sound. Because there's an old letter that's sometimes found. It looks a bit like that, or twisted rope, and some say it's a gayin or a ayin, and sometimes they reckon this is linked with that. I'm not sure. A similar kind of controversy is actually with the Samekh, where some sources say it is supposed to be called a sin or sin instead of a Samekh. And like when you get your letter sheen, when the pronunciation blobs there, it's like a sh or sheen, and when it's on the left, it's like a s or seen. So they say, this is mainly Jeff Benner as far as I understand, he reckons when it's a seen, it should actually be a Samekh, or what he calls a seen. I don't know if this is true or not. Same with a ayin. You might have noticed in different translations, when you get Sodom and Gomorrah, some say Gomorrah and some say Amorah. So maybe it's a Amorah. I'm not sure. Okay, words then. There's only one word I can think of really. Right. Eden, like the Garden of Eden. The word Eden kind of means pleasant or delight. So the pleasant garden, or the delightful garden, or the pleasant of, or the garden of delight. Right, kind of means that. Now, when I've mentioned before, you get sometimes pictographic mixed with grammatical meanings. So you can look at this way, that as a word, that as a picture. And you could say I've seen or experienced the word Dan can mean judge or judgment. So I've seen the judge, or experienced the judge, or I've known the judge, because it's with understanding and knowing. And judgment isn't always a bad thing. You can be judged righteously. So if we make it to the kingdom, we can get to Eden once we've seen the judge, or once we've known him, or been known of him. You get that idea there. It's giving judgment. And we don't get to the garden unless this happens. Also, if you look at it the other way, that way, you get the word ad or ed. Sometimes translated as time, or sometimes eternity, or sometimes witness. And that can mean life. The noon can mean life. So you get the idea of eternal life, or maybe the one who witnesses life, or the good seed instructions, all to do with Elohim again. Different ways you can look at it, but I'm trying to show you on this word that you can mix pictographic with grammatical, and the ayin can kind of work in this context. For Samekh, I can't think of one. So yeah, hope it helps. Drop us some comments as usual, and I'll move on to the next video.